Hi, this is Abby. This video is about Sagittarius rising. So just to recap on what the rising sign is it was the sign that was on the horizon when you were born. It's sometimes called the Ascendant, and you have to know the exact time of your birth, therefore, in order to calculate it, because the signs on the horizon change about every 2 hours. If you know your time of birth, you can calculate a natal chart for yourself, which is a good thing to have anyway. And you can do that on a free website. The one I use is astro.com. So, if you have if you have a Sagittarius rising, it means that your expected role in the family was unusual. You were probably the youngest because the rising sign depicts what your childhood expectations were in the family and how you survived within your family unit. And therefore, when you grow up, it always represents how you look physically, but it's also sort of the thing that people first see when they meet you. It's what you project to the world in new situations as a method of survival. And it's sort of, you have to, like, if you have a sun sign, a moon sign, everybody has other signs, but they get put kind of through this filter of the rising sign. So it's really important in your chart. It's almost as important as your sun sign, basically. So if you have a Sag rising, you are a fun lover. You come across as an adventurer. You come across as someone who is easy breezy, always wants to sort of just expand, takes everything like lightly, optimistic, easygoing. In childhood, you were probably the youngest or one of the middle kids that sort of got away with things that the older ones didn't, which they might be a little bit resentful for. My aunt is a Sagittarius rising, and she was the youngest, and she got away with a lot more than the other ones did because she was the last one. You know, they didn't have enough energy to be like, oh, rah, rah, rah. They were like, just do what you want. So she is a little bit more of a free spirit. You know, she comes across as that. And a Sag rising is, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter is a planet of expansion. So if you have a Sag rising, you go into new situations seeing how you can make things better, bigger, faster, more. You just want to take things and multiply them, put an exponent on them. You want to, if you go to a party, you want to, how can I make this party even better? How can we make it last longer? You know, what more can we do to have fun? So that's sort of how you go into new situations, is you want to go in with the idea of you love learning about not so much the immediate environment around you, that sort of bores you, but you love like foreign cultures. You're drawn to people who are like speak other languages or just have information about faraway places. You love philosophical conversations. You might be religious or just spiritual, but usually Sagittarius has some sort of inclination towards spirituality in some way, shape, or form. And you just love conversations like that, you know, like that floats your boat. And you love actual travel, especially to like other countries, you know, not just like next town over. You're like, it's boring. But you'll do it if it means getting out of school or you know, and you usually love sports. Sag risings are often like the class clowns. They love to make people laugh, and they're tricksy. They like to play tricks on people. They're a fire sign, so they're very warm, exuberant. They can be come across as a little bit self-absorbed, a little bit flighty, because Sag can sort of like make plans and then just sort of be like, oh, I hopped up on a plane to Hawaii. Can we do that when I get back? You know, just kind of like living moment to moment, like just a carefree spirit. It's a really lucky sign to have on the Ascendant, because you have the sign that's like positive, it's out there, it's asserting what it needs, and it's just taking life like not so seriously, which is great. I mean, it's an envious rising sign to have. And the thing about Sag rising too is it's the mutable fire sign, which means it's the most adaptable to the outside world. So you can, like, Sages will just sort of go with the flow, you know, like Leos are a little bit like, let's do it my way. Aries are like, I want to pioneer. I'm going to go this way. You can follow me if you want, but I'm going, I've got all these ideas. And Sag is just kind of like, what are we doing today? Like, where's the party at? So, it's kind of a lucky sign. And Jupiter is the planet of luck. And Sages are usually very popular, Sag risings. And in addition, they are usually good at sports because Sag is all about sports. So they might be very sporty. The downside to being a Sag is you probably aren't very concerned with academics at school. It's boring. A humdrum life, 9 to 5, is just boring, boring, boring for you. And you don't really have the ability to sort of get focused on the details. Like you might forget, like, I don't know, distant family relatives' names just because, like, you're just not good with details. You're more a bigger picture kind of person. So that can bite you, like, if you're talking to someone and, you can put your foot in your mouth. You're very honest, though. Sages are super authentic and honest and, like, forthright. They don't really play games so much. But they're also not really, like, down with, like, monogamy sometimes. Like, it's just, like, it's just not their thing. They're just like, let's live and let live and we'll have fun. So it can be frustrating and hard to have connections with people who are, like, more serious, have more responsibilities, expect you to remember things, to be a bit more sensitive. But you are who you are, and there's a lot of Sag risings in, like, celebrities. There's a lot of celebrities with Sag risings because Sag is the archer and the aim for the stars. So they are always trying to expand, go farther, and they get places, even on their carefree attitude, they get places. So it just depends on, your sun sign, what your purpose in life is and stuff as to where you're going to go, but you almost have the world at your feet, so I'm a little jealous of you. Alright, that's it for Sag rising. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them. Bye-bye.